Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Before we start the payday prep portion of this video, I would like to give everyone an update on how we are doing with our charity event with helping Texas food banks. As you can see here, I have requested a payout of $5,000 in order to make the first round of donations. Due to the size of the withdrawal request, it will take a day or two for the funds to make it back to my bank account. But as soon as I receive it, I will be doing a donation to Feeding Texas. Feeding Texas directly supports 21 food banks that are in Texas. And many of the smaller food banks that community members directed me to are supported by Feeding Texas. And that is why I've decided to donate a full $5,000 to them, as they will know what food banks are in the greatest need. I was able to speak to one of their representatives, Mrs. Dawn, and I asked Mrs. Dawn a few questions. The first was, what percentage of donations does the organization keep for administrative costs? She told me that normally 10% of the monetary donations that they keep are for administrative costs. However, in this time, since the demand for money is so great, their administrative costs are only 5%, merely because they have to get the money out the door so fast. So they don't have the money hanging around for weeks and months until someone needs it. They get it out the door within a week after they receive it. The second question I asked was, when will the food banks receive money being donated? She told me that every Friday of the week, donated funds are forwarded to the locations in the greatest need. Therefore, since I will be making the donation either tomorrow or Thursday, these food banks should have the money by this Friday, the latest being next Friday. As money keeps coming in throughout the month of March, I will continue to search for other food banks that are independent of Feeding Texas and try to contact their representatives in order to donate the rest of what we have collected. I want to thank every one of you for the enormous show of generosity that you have shown during this charity drive, and that what we are doing here is going to make a difference in the lives of those who are in need. So those of you that may know of a small food bank, maybe in a rural area, that is in real need of help, go ahead and send me an email so that I can get a hold of them. If you can provide me with their phone number, a phone number where I can actually talk to a person instead of having to navigate through the automated system, that would be great. And what I will be doing is, with the rest of our donations, since we're going to go ahead and try and find rural food banks that need the help, we'll try to split those donations up into $2,500 donations. So as soon as we build up to $2,500 again, we'll go ahead and start looking for another food bank that can use the help. Ladies and gentlemen, I have such terrible news that it is difficult for me to even talk about this, but I'll try my best. I've been inundated with emails about Matthew, a father of 8 from the needy homestead, and the accident that took his life. I could barely get through reading the post on the GoFundMe account that was set up for Matthew's family, because it is very emotional, but I will leave a link on a pinned comment so that you can visit their GoFundMe and give if you can. Ladies and gentlemen, life is not easy, but I find that when we stick together, we can overcome anything. And it is extremely saddening to me. I've watched The Needy Homestead a lot, and Matthew, to me, he's such a funny guy that he makes that show an easy YouTube channel to watch. And it's, oh man, I don't even know what to say. It's just very sad. Lastly, I want to go ahead and invite you to a live stream that I will be doing with John over at the Prepper Nation YouTube channel. I'm trying to catch up on interview requests, and John's been on the queue for a while now. So I hope to see you guys there at 9 p.m. Eastern Time this coming Saturday. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining. I hope that you enjoy the video. And continue to prep, ladies and gentlemen. Continue to prep. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing that I want to show you are my indoor heating seed starters that I purchased from Amazon. I was going to go ahead and just buy the seed trays and then some heating pads for the bottom. That's how Billy and Dee do it over at Frontier Preppers. However, I saw these little greenhouse type things that already have a heater incorporated in the bottom. So I'm going to try these out this year. I'm going to try to keep them as warm as possible because this room where I'm at, and as you can see my arrow garden in the back, it's a little bit chilly. And my tomato plants are actually not doing that great because this is a chillier room in our house. So with these heating, I guess I can call them little greenhouses. Yeah, I guess that's what it says, little greenhouses. With this little heated greenhouse, I'll be able to keep them in this room and hopefully germinate all of the seeds that I want for this year, my garden season. As you can see, I also got a couple of boxes of peat pellets. I am pretty much mimicking what Billy and Dee do, and they had a very successful run last year with their small garden in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and start my seeds with these peat pellets because they work great for Billy and Dee. So hopefully I'll get just as good results as they did. In addition to that, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I purchased a whole bunch of grow bags, and I still have more coming in the mail. I purchased 7-gallon grow bags and 10-gallon grow bags, and I purchased a bunch of them. This is about half of what I purchased, and I still have about just as many as you see here coming in the mail. These are bags of 10, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bags of 10 so far. I should be getting about another 7 bags of 10 of either 7-gallon or 10-gallon bags. The reason I got this many is because I had a really good run at growing potatoes last year, and I did it in grow bags. So this year I'm going to concentrate on getting as big of potato harvest as I can, and I'm going to do it in grow bags again. It seems that these are so easy to use. One of the reasons why I think that they're so good is because they're porous, and no matter how hard it rains, it doesn't oversaturate your potatoes. And you all know that when potatoes get oversaturated, they can rot underground. So these work great. This is what I'm going to use this year. Like I said, I purchased a whole bunch of them, and I'm going to hopefully be pulling out at least 120 to 200 pounds of potatoes after I harvest them this year. I finally got my order of potato shreds from Luxon Farms when they had that sale. And this was a great sale. I think they were like less than $10 a piece. I think they were like 7 something a piece, which is actually a very good deal. I've stated in the past that I would rather just get my shredded potatoes from Costco because you can get just as much as this for less than $6. But ladies and gentlemen, for an extra $1.50 or so than what I can get these at Costco, I don't have to package them myself. I don't have to go through the expense of providing a Mylar bag and take the time to do it. So I think this was a great deal. As you can see, I got 3 of these. I got 2 more back there, but this is a great deal. And when these go on sale for this price, I usually try to get at least 3 or 4. Slow and steady wins the race, ladies and gentlemen. By the time you know it, if you get 2 or 3 now and then, by the time you know it, you'll have 120 of these number 10 cans of various items. A lot of people have asked me about Luxon Farms and are they really shutting down? Their site says that they're not going to be selling anymore. I'm not exactly sure why. If you were to ask me why, one of 2 reasons. Maybe they cannot get the tin that's required in order to make the can. Or another plausible reason would be that they are having trouble allocating the raw materials to turn into the potato shreds and other items that they sell in their store. As you can see, we got some tortilla chips and we got some cheese puffs. The cheese puffs were on sale, so we got a couple of bags, and we probably go through one of those bags of tortilla chips here about every month to month and a half, so we picked one up as well. You can see that I went ahead and grabbed another 3-pack of this marinara sauce. This is really good sauce, and it's definitely going to be part of our pantry going forward. As you can see, we got some of this Vietnamese pho soup. This is actually really good. We just ran out of the pack that we had last time, so we went ahead and grabbed one of these. And Little Miss Alaska Prepper really enjoys these. We actually have a pho soup restaurant nearby. However, whenever we don't have time to go, she grabs one of these and it satisfies her just as well. And tell you the truth, these are really, really good. So if you like pho soup and you have a Costco near you, check these out. Not bad. And it's 9 bowls that brings, and I think it was like $10, so it's not terribly priced. As you can see, I went ahead and got a couple of boxes of refried beans. This is just one of them. We already opened up one of them yesterday because we were having tostadas. And these are just easy to get into, ladies and gentlemen. I have pinto beans that I've pressure canned, but I rather use those beans when I make my Dominican rice dishes. These are not bad. I think these were like $9 for an 8 count. So they were just a little bit over $1 a can. So we got a couple of these. And the deal of the day, ladies and gentlemen, were these cans of chicken. This 6-pack at Costco normally goes for like $10.59 or $10.79, something like that. And they were on sale for $8.59, which is a great deal. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you all know that I can chicken, and I loved the canned chicken when I pressure can it. So why did I buy these instead? I've always said that if it makes sense to buy something that's already canned for you and ready for you to just go ahead and put for long-term storage, if it makes sense financially, go ahead and do it. 6 cans of this chicken comes out to roughly just shy of 3 pounds of chicken breast. Here in Alaska, if I find chicken breast on sale, I'm lucky, very lucky to find it for $1.99 a pound. If I find it at that price, which is extremely rare. So at $1.99 a pound times roughly 3 pounds of chicken, that's $6. So paying $8.59 for this is telling me that I am all right with paying the additional $2.59 so that I don't have to go through the trouble of getting the jars, paying an additional 30 cents for the lids, because the lids are about 30 cents a piece, and then taking the time to do all the steps necessary to pressure can it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's going to be it for this payday prep. I hope you get some ideas on the things that you need to start stocking up if you're not stocking up. And more importantly, if you are stocked up, make sure that you continue to fill in your gaps. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully me getting these grow bags and showing them to you reminded you that gardening season is coming a little later here in Alaska for me than it is for you in the lower 48, but it's coming nonetheless. I think I heard Pinball Preparedness here on one of his last videos say that he had just come in from spending a whole bunch of time out in his garden planting seeds and stuff like that, and that's great. If it's time for you to start planting, start planting. And if you've never gardened before, like I had never gardened before last year, give it a try, and it'll be very satisfying for you when you can harvest some of those vegetables and or roots, you know, like potatoes, and you actually use them. You'll be like, wow, I actually grew this. So give it a try, ladies and gentlemen.